Friday's footy news on AFL.com.au. We are counting down to tonight's game, St Kilda and Fremantle, and with us, Fremantle football manager Chris Bond. Well, Chris, welcome to AFL.com.au. This is a huge match tonight for your football club. How excited is it to be playing on the Friday night stage?
I think it's great. I think our young team are really excited about it, and I think it's really good for our football club. We've come a long way in 4 years, especially with our list, and really making sure that matures to be able to play these games and absorb the pressure, and that's what we want.
How is Ross? Nothing really ever bothers him, does it? He's ready to face up against his old side.
Oh, he's a true professional, so from Ross's point of view, we've got some key fundamentals of our game plan that we need to meet, and that's his number one priority. It's everything that he wants to do, and it's what he's embedding into our team.
You know, there has been some talk about maybe some extra security around Ross. Is that something that has been considered tonight, with St Kilda fans maybe preparing to hurl some jibes at him from across the fence?
No, not at all. Not from our end. Look, really, I think you'll find with the true professionals like Ross and other senior coaches, they won't even hardly notice it. They'll be more concentrated on the game. Now, update us on Nat Fyfe. Is he going to play tonight? I know he saw a specialist here in Melbourne yesterday. Yeah, so we got some advice yesterday, and we'll continue to get that advice today, and he'll get every chance right up until the game. At this stage, he's in, and we want him to play, and he wants to play, and we'll give him every chance. All right, so a last-minute decision there. And just finally, Lachie Neale set to make his debut. Yeah, it's terrific for Lachie. You know, he's a player that we picked up at 58 in the draft. Now, recruiting guys did a wonderful job to get him over to the club. He's fitted in really well, really hard trainer. Look, he'll play midfield, forward. He's a player who can get the ball for us, and he's got great running ability already. Chris, thank you very much for your time. Chris Bond joining us here on AFL.com.au. Let's take a look now at the rest of the day's footy news. Beginning at Collingwood, where the absence of Heath Shaw and Dale Thomas is another big blow for the Magpies ahead of 2 matches in 5 days.
I don't think you can predict injuries, so yes, it was a surprise that players get injury. I think it always is, but we haven't spoken about it. These things happen, and you just have to get on with what you have. And you know, we, as I said, we have 50 players on the list, so we're worrying about who is fit to play, and we're confident that those boys will be able to, you know, give their best.
The Pies have to get over Port Adelaide before Anzac Day, while for Essendon, it's arch enemy Carlton.
Yeah, I can say it again. I'm concentrating on Carlton and beating Carlton, and you know, they're in tremendous form, Carlton, and we take half an eye off that, and we give ourselves no chance, and we're concentrating on what we need to do tomorrow.
The Blues aren't buying into the Bombers, playing the underdog card.
You know, it's pretty obvious that they're a really good attacking team, and they've been in some great form. I think better than they're letting on. You know, they've all you can do is beat the teams that are put in front of you, and they've done that on each occasion. And certainly beating the Roos is turning out to look something like it's not an easy feat. So, yeah, I wouldn't buy too much into that.
The Hawks have flown out to take on West Coast. Alistair Clarkson backing his defensive unit to stop the Eagles' tall forwards in their tracks.
Because, you know, they are a significant threat. You know, it's a big part of the way that they play their footy, and to have 4 of them up there as well is quite unusual. But you know, by the same token, you know, they've got to be concerned too that if the ball does hit the deck, you know, we'll hopefully be able to rebound well too. So, which side gets the ascendancy in that regard, we'll just have to wait and see how the game unfolds.
Richmond faces a trip down the highway, hoping to have gained at least some advantage by training at Simmons Stadium during the week.
Oh, it was more about ground familiarisation. Obviously, that grandstand down there, the wind can be quite tricky. So, look, it was a northerly, which was good because there's going to be a northerly on the weekend as well. So, look how it pans out. It's always good to train on the ground you're going to play at. So, yeah, we got some good training out of it. The surface is fantastic down there, and we're very much looking forward to playing down there on Sunday.
Bulldogs coach Brendan McCartney is still winless in his new job, but he says he's not stressed ahead of the game against Melbourne.
I think stress is the right word. You get agitated in this industry. I think everyone does. Coaches, players, our supporters were agitated last week. So you deal with it and find the positives and push on and fix up what you can fix up.
And in the wake of Jeff Kennett's controversial comments about prayer rooms and his call for Melbourne and North to merge, the AFL chief expects more to come from the former Hawks president.
So I think Jeffrey's going to be a weekly occurrence. He's got a weekly segment. So, you know, if we keep saying things, we'll have to keep responding, I guess.
And that is a wrap on the footy news this Friday. What a week it's been, and now the weekend is finally here. 9 matches, we'll have coverage of them all right here on AFL.com.au, so have a click around over the weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.